He talks about her 5 students when she says, well, 5 different students come to mind. Kai, he's my best student, number 1. Number 2 is the girl waving the note cards around. Number 3 was the student digging in the ground. Number 4, the student who kept rearranging 9 pieces of paper. Number 5, the student waving the string around. What's important about this is that all of these people are different from each other. So we know Kai can't be waving the note cards. So I can put an X there for Kai. He also can't be digging in the ground. So I'm going to put an X for Kai in digging. He also can't have 9 pieces of paper, which we already knew. And he can't be waving the string. So I'm going to put an X there. And that's because they're different students, these 5 people. The girl waving the note cards around can't be the digging person. So on note cards column, we go down to digging in the dirt. So note cards can't be digging. The girl waving the note cards also can't have 9 pieces of paper because that's a different person. And the girl with the note cards can't be waving the string around. So we put an X there. It also means that the student with the 9 pieces of paper can't be digging in the ground. So we're going to go and put an X at 9 in digging. And can't be waving the string around. And the person doing the digging can't be waving the string. So that tells us all a lot of different things, that one group of statements from Miss Sweetie. Miss Sweetie also says Kai was busy picking cherry tomatoes. So then we know Kai was picking the veggies. So I'm going to put an O there and then an X for the rest of that row and the rest of that column. He takes recipes very seriously and carefully uses a measuring cup to get the exact amount. So we know Kai was the one using the measuring cup. So I'm going to put an O there. And again, X for the rest of that row and X for the rest of that column. Jose hates working in the dirt. Instead, he said something about measuring the length of the shadows in the garden for a bar graph. Well, we know that the graph paper was used for a bar graph, so Jose must have used the graph paper. So I'm going to put an O for Jose and graph paper. And X for the rest of that row, and X for the rest of that column. And we already know that the graph paper had 1 piece. So Jose then was the person with 1 piece. So I'm going to put an O there and X's for the rest of that row and that column. Now, by doing that, I see, oh, in this particular column, there's only 1 spot left. So that has to be O. And so we know Maggie had to have 12 pieces. So I'm going to put X's for the rest of that row. And then we see again, oh, that just leaves 1 space. That has to be an O. So Lucas had to have 9. So then I can put X for the rest of that row. And then again I look, oh, that leaves only 1 space. So Kai had to have 3. So I'm going to put an O there. So that told us a lot. And we've got one of our squares finished.